welcome to episode number 3. You know what's funny?
Episode 3 now.
These two things that we're gonna talk about
Yeah.
was supposed to be in the last episode,
And we
but
got heated in the last episode.
we got carried
If
away.
you didn't watch the last episode, you missed out.
Yeah. Do you yourself believe in the law of attraction?
All right, so it depends what you mean.
Law of attraction.
The dictionary definition of it or the connotation?
Well, what's your definition of law of
So
attraction?
law of attraction, I guess, from what I know, this is probably the dictionary definition, but basically, you put out, what you put out is what you get in.
Mm-hmm. So karma.
Yeah, but law of attraction kind of like you speak it into the world.
So
like,
speaking it into existence.
Yeah, speaking into existence. And then, but like not just with words, also with actions.
Okay, so to me, I first learned about the law of attraction through FouseyTube, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put out there, I'm gonna get a Lamborghini 2020.
But actually, I don't think that's what law of attraction is. I think like it's kind of how you hold yourself. Like
Yeah.
how you hold yourself as a person is what you're gonna get back. So like, I think guess karma in a way.
Yeah. We'll break her down right now, but
Yeah, we'll break her down.
because I first heard about it through FouseyTube, and he was like,
yeah.
remember he made a big deal like in 2016.
Yeah,
I'm
but
getting that.
he had a vision
Lamborghini.
board, bro.
Yeah,
Remember that?
And that's where I got it from, because
Yeah.
J. Cole was telling him about vision board and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
But he said, I'm gonna get a Lamborghini in 2016, and
But
that's what
he didn't, right?
he got a Ferrari.
But 2016?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's where I got it from.
Yeah.
But to me, the law of attraction is this. It's like self-hypnosis, right?
Okay.
I make myself believe a certain thing enough to where my brain
Just focus.
becomes aware of different ways to get to that path.
Okay.
And I take
It
action.
becomes hyper focused on that one.
And then in return, on a long enough time scale, that becomes a reality.
With every action, there's an opposite and
Yeah.
equal.
Reaction. For example, have you ever learned like a new word and then suddenly you start hearing it out in public?
I haven't heard precipitation out in public.
Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Perspicacious.
back in school, I would hear the word like that. The teacher would be like, "Oh, this is dogmatic." I'm like,
Okay.
"What the heck does that mean?" It means like stubborn, unwilling to change, right?
Well, dogmatic is like assertive, like rules governed by authority.
Dogmatic?
Oh, dogma.
No, I'm talking about dogmatic.
Oh, dogmatic.
Like you're stubborn. And
But
you're not-
dogmatic is being dogmatic is following the dogma or whatever. So yeah, I guess
yeah,
stubborn.
it's like
you
being a
say,
sheep, right?
Yeah.
So I started hearing that word like after
Really?
that lesson. I started hearing. I'm like, "What,
Who was saying dogmatic in public?
bro?" There was, bro. I'm
Really?
telling you, like in school, that exact same day, I heard another teacher say it.
Oh, okay. But
I'm like, "Whoa!"
not kids though.
I don't think it was kids.
Yeah.
Or it's like that. Another example of this is when you get a new car
Yeah,
or a
that's
new
the main
color,
example. Yeah.
and you start recognizing that car out in public or something.
Every time I see an Audi now, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
So because your brain is
It's more aware,
more aware,
more
you,
noticeable.
you
yeah.
start to notice these things,
Yeah.
right? That's how I believe the law of attraction. If I tell myself, I want to make 100K a year, I want to do this, do that.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to do that, and then your brain, you tell yourself that long enough, it starts becoming self-hypnosis.
Starts finding the avenues to actually get to that.
Yeah, you start becoming more aware of like, yo, this could be a potential
Exactly.
avenue of making money. This
Yeah.
could be a way of making money over
Yeah.
here and here. So
Yeah.
right. So that's, to me, that's what the law of attraction is.
Yeah.
You keep putting it out there
Yeah.
and then it'll come back to you.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. It can get very confusing with putting out the law of attraction and being boastful.
Like egotistical or
Yeah, because
showing off.
here's what I've realized. My mom tends to say that keep what you want to do to yourself.
for yourself.
And she had no reasoning for that. She's like, oh, people might get greedy and all that,
Like
right?
evil eye.
Evil eye.
Yeah.
People might get jealous,
Yeah.
which I didn't believe for the longest time.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to see that, okay, you should only share
true.
of what you want to do with certain people.
Not only that, you should only share it once it comes to fruition.
But here's another thing that kind of counteracts that. I've been in positions where I tell people what my dreams are, what my goals are.
Yeah.
And just because I told them to the right people, they were able to
Help you out.
help me
Yeah.
get closer to that goal.
Yeah. That's exactly.
now I'm
that's very
like-
true. You gotta tell the right people. That's what it is.
Do I tell them or do I not? Because if I don't tell them, they're not going to know where I want to be. What if they could help me?
You know what's crazy? Like what just happened to us recently? We went to a shoot, and obviously, like since we have a camera in our hand, it obviously people think, oh, they must be
Yeah.
in that industry or whatnot, and that brought something to us. And there's random people. Like if you just talk to someone random, and you tell them what you're doing, you never know. So yeah, that's very true. But it also depends like what you're doing in life. Like if you talk to the right people and you're doing those things that interest them,
Yeah.
they're gonna be able to help you. But if you talk to people about dumb things that don't really mean anything, just wasteful conversations, then yeah, obviously
Yeah.
you're not gonna be able to build connections or network.
Yeah.
It's basically like networking.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. So
That's what Alex Hormozy says. He says how like so he said someone asked him what can I do to have a lunch with a millionaire? He said nothing. Millionaires are not gonna waste their time to talk to you if you have no value to provide them.
Yeah.
The only way is buy yourself in, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to talk to high end people, either you buy yourself in your way in, or you have some value to provide.
right. And that's why I'm thinking like, okay, how do I network the right way? Because
Yeah.
they don't teach you this in school.
They don't teach you nothing in school.
Like, how can I go up to someone, tell them my goals, and then not having like the evil eye,
Yeah.
but also knowing the right people to tell it to so they can help you?
Yeah.
But here's another thing. If you tell people what you should do and your plans,
Yeah.
you get a dopamine rush.
Yeah. You're
And it makes it
telling me
seems
that,
like
yeah.
you already accomplished that goal.
Dopamine is like it's such a detriment.
It is, bro.
You know. So I forgot his name. He's blowing up right now. He's a doctor that's talking about like cold plunges. Now, I'm sure you've seen him.
He's like Indian or something.
No,
like
no, no. He's a white guy.
He's white guy. Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's a professor too, but he's a very smart guy. So he's talking about. He's saying the cold plunges. It actually releases more dopamine than I forgot what he compared it to, but cold plunges actually I think than caffeine or something. But it's like a good amount, like a healthy amount of dopamine. Because some dopamine, obviously, dopamine is a natural thing. That's why when you get exposed to something too much, like pornography, right? Then you need more and more extreme things because you get
Right.
used to that dopamine rush. And so that's why sometimes, like you're saying, speaking goals, you just get that burst of dopamine and then
You get lazy.
you get lazy.
Your phone too, like with all these social
Bro,
medias.
phone is crazy.
Obviously, you need social media in this day and age to make money. The avenue
Social
that we're
media
going to,
is like a weapon that can be used against you or
Yeah.
for you, you know?
right? So you have
Yeah.
to be on the right side of social media, because nowadays short form content, there's so much of it
Bro.
that people have the attention span of like a goldfish, bro.
Yeah, but that's why, so like we realize that, right? So that's why we have to create content where people,
Yeah,
they can watch our videos, you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the law of attraction, now I've come to realize that having that speaking something into existence is one thing, like putting it out there, but having the work ethic to back it up is a whole different story. Because because for the
Discipline.
longest time I was like, bro, I can start YouTube in like 3-4 months. I'll hit 1 million soon.
Bro, but you know what's crazy? So many people that started YouTube, they were consistent for years and their initial videos were not so great, but they got better over time.
Yeah.
And dude, like look at Mr. Beast's prime example. Did we talk about him? No, we didn't, right? Mr. Beast's prime example. He started with what? Like a webcam, his brother's trashy laptop. And now look what he's doing. Bro, he just create content.
Mr. Beast is a prime example of a mixture of a good person
Yeah, good person.
given the right platform, given the consistency that he's
Yeah.
been doing, and the money and the power that he has, all just for the sake of humanity,
Yeah.
bro. Like recently, he did a video on building. He did a video on building an orphanage
Really, where?
in South Africa
There you go.
by allowing kids to have like a safer place to stay, helping with adoption and all that. He built wells in like I think it was in Jamaica or something like that too. He's always he has a food bank that gives out like millions of dollars.
I think on
of
his
food a
website
year.
it shows like how much food he's given, all those different things. Yeah.
And you know what's
Trees
crazy?
planted, I think.
Yeah. I used to think that by him doing this whole, because you know he has like a bunch of different channels, right?
Yeah.
His Beast Foundation channel,
Yeah.
Beast Philanthropy, it's called.
It'd be fun. Yeah.
I used to think he used that channel as a tax write-off,
Yeah. I
which
mean,
is
it
good too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But he came out and said it's not. He hasn't done. I think he tweeted that he hasn't used that as tax write-off
Oh, he
at all.
hasn't even used it, even though he can.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's crazy.
But I mean, if he did, the
Yeah.
power to him, like, you know. But
You're
you know,
benefiting both sides. There's nothing
you know
wrong with
the
that.
thing too, like on his website, it shows how many trees he's planted or what he's
Right.
doing.
Yeah.
But he's not doing that to be like, oh, look at me.
Yeah.
He's doing it because more people will be aware.
Yeah.
So people will like, can you donate to his?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So people will donate or people will watch his content because they want
Right.
to support him. So those things. That's why he does it. Not because, oh, look at me,
Yeah.
I'm better than everybody. Nah.
Team Trees. I think Elon Musk found out about Mr. Beast through Team Trees, and he had donated like $1 million,
Wow.
which is crazy.
There you go.
and
And
he's
all that money goes to actually the
yeah,
actual foundation or whatever the
yeah.
project.
And the thing is, he not only helps out, the people in his video. He has a charity. His friends, bro. I see TikTok comments saying that best job in 2022, 2023 is being Mr. Beast's friend.
Bro.
That's crazy
His
because
friends are all millionaires.
easily,
Yeah.
because of him, all his friends have individual platforms now.
Yeah.
Taking Feastables and Beast Burger publicly.
Supposedly Beast Burger's not that good though.
I tried it.
You did?
It's pretty.
You saw the video where Jesse Wellens tried it?
No, he said he didn't like it.
Nah, he didn't like it.
It's pretty normal,
The problem is though it's Ghost Kitchen,
right?
you know?
So think about this: ghost kitchens allow businesses that do not have their own customers to benefit off of working for Mr.
No,
Beast.
no, for sure. I 100% agree. But the problem is also then you
Quality
have a
control.
quality control problem.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because the thing is, we live in California.
Yeah.
We're picky with our food,
Oh yeah.
but like
We got the best food here.
out in like the Midwest, in the East Coast, I think you know what I'm saying, like.
I don't know. I
But
don't
now
know
he
how
opened,
Mr. Boost is doing.
yeah. But now
Beast
he
Burgers, I
opened
don't know.
his own restaurant in New Jersey,
A real one.
like he did an actual grand opening, and there was over 10,000 people there.
It's a Beast restaurant, or it's like a burger restaurant.
Yeah, an
or-
actual restaurant.
for that. It's not
Yeah,
different food.
and
It's
I think it broke the world. I think it broke the world record for the most ever attended at a grand opening.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So
Where? New Jersey?
New Jersey. It's in a mall. And he's thinking of opening one in the biggest mall in America, which is in Minnesota.
The biggest mall in America is in
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah, it has
Who the heck goes to
bro. In that
Minnesota?
mall, it has roller coasters and stuff inside. Believe it or not.
What the heck?
It has like a
That's
water
probably,
park and everything.
That's
too.
probably the only thing Minnesota got. What they got in Minnesota?
Lakes
Oh, okay.
and the Vikings,
The
Minnesota Vikings. So before,
okay.
like all these people would be like, "Oh, I gave my friend $1,000," and then they weren't really about it. It was just clickbait. Remember when
Yeah.
clickbait was the thing? And then YouTube like started cracking down on it.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast's like, "Nah, I'm gonna do it for real."
No, bro. Remember the one where the sponsor was like, "I'll give you 5,000." Mr. B's like, "Double it, make it 10. I'll go out and give it to
Yeah.
a homeless guy right now." They're like, "No, you won't." He did it on
Yeah.
the spot. Real homeless guy.
Right.
Real 10K. Make that video,
Right.
and that video blew up. Obviously.
And he is like someone that is considered to be a professional in this field because he's obsessed with it.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with the number. He's obsessed with the making content. He's saying that I actually saw a recent podcast with him. I don't know this YouTuber, but it's a pretty good podcast where he's saying that it's actually harder to create 10 videos that hits 100K each than making one good video
That hits 1 million?
that hits 1 million.
No way.
Yeah,
Who said it's harder? Mr. Beast?
Mr. Beast.
Really?
Yeah, that's why he's saying that he rather puts his time into a good video
Oh.
than consistently pump
That's why
out.
it takes 5-6 months per video.
Yeah, than consistently pumping out like content.
But I think it also depends on obviously the niche of your channel, right?
Yeah, that too. But like I said, like if you just, that's why like kind of vlogging kind of died off
Yeah.
because it's so easy to vlog and everyone vlogs and now it's dying off. Now it's like YouTube is in this space where it's entertainment or knowledge.
Yeah.
Vlogging is not really in between that.
Yeah.
Unless
I
you're-
mean, like, David Dobrik, though I don't like him, he did a good job with his vlogs. They were really funny. That he made him funny. Like, he made him like that. Because he
Yeah.
obviously, it's not real. He paid, like, they all made that
Yeah.
lot of stuff up in the vlogs. So it's a vlog because
Yeah.
it's a style of recording, but it's entertainment. That's what
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
But imagine like Mr. Beast with that like $1 billion budget, bro.
Yeah.
What he can do.
How much, like, well, I don't know how much he has liquid, but I'm sure it's
They're
quite a
saying
bit of
that
money.
he's worth about 10.
No, he's worth. I know, but I don't know how much. Like what
Oh,
liquid.
that's-
Like
that
yeah,
I
how
don't know,
liquid
bro.
he is. Yeah, yeah, I know. He's a billionaire. Yeah,
Easily, and I'm just trying to be like 1% of that, hopefully.
yes.
But
1% is 10 million
I wanted to touch on this subject. Have you seen the show Dahmer
on Netflix.
on Netflix?
It's a documentary, no? Or it's a show?
It's like a show /
Oh, it's
documentary.
a show. No, I haven't seen it, but I know it was like kind of popular.
How did you know about Jeffrey Dahmer?
Bro, I heard his name and I knew he was doing something, and then once that show started getting popular, I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
So you found out about him through the show.
Kinda, yeah, mostly, yeah.
I found out about him through college, bro,
Really?
and it's
You met him?
crazy. No.
Oh,
Bro, check this out, right? Before I went to college,
yeah.
some of the most famous serial killers are like Ted Bundy.
Famous.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy. What's the other guy? That,
The Zodiac
The
Killer.
Zodiac Killer. There you go. Yeah.
What else? Freaking. That's the two I know.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the Zodiac Killer is mysterious. Supposedly they found out who it is,
Yeah.
but it's not really
Supposedly
confirmed.
he's dead.
Ted Bundy is like a, started off as a good looking dude that used his looks to capture women and all that, right?
Yeah.
So, that's all I knew that's all I knew in high school. I didn't care too much about that part of the industry or whatever, right? And then first year went by, second year.
Bro, someone's gonna comment on TikTok. You guys are months late for Jeffrey Dahmer.
No. But I took this English 1C class. Yeah. So
you took 3 English class? You A, B, and C?
Yeah, because
Why?
I'm shit at writing for some reason, bro. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
And it's crazy, bro, because English 1A, it was about like Shakespeare and like breaking down literature and all that, right? Which is cool.
Yeah.
In English 1B, and I retook that shit twice. Because I failed.
Oh shit.
I didn't get a passing grade, but because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what they taught me in English 1B?
No.
About animal abuse
Animal abuse.
at the farms,
Like
like
PETA?
Tyson farms. Yeah, PETA stuff, bro.
Okay.
Global warming.
I mean, there is animal abuse, but like that's what they were talking about.
Yeah, like they wanted me to write about why PETA is this, why PETA is that, like why it's cruel, like why like mass farming of animals should be stopped. Like how like chicken in like a coop and there's like millions of them.
Yeah, like they're
with no
cramped
space
and
to move.
whatnot,
Like
yeah.
they wanted me to write about that. And at the time, I was like, I understand, but I don't care too much about this. And now I realized, well, they were trying to force an agenda. Like, obviously, it's inhumane, but like, people have, you know what I'm saying? Like, they were trying to say like why vegan is good and all that. Like, now I realize I'm like, bro,
They're saying veganism is good, like for the environment. That's what they were saying.
it's good for the humans because you avoid animal abuse. But then again, common sense, pesticides, all the planes that they have to take to, water.
No,
the
I know what I'm
crops
saying,
and
but they
all
were trying to say like it's good.
basically.
Okay.
And these are teachers that are trying to teach that.
Mm.
And then I get to English 1C.
Okay.
It's about 10 weeks,
A semester.
a quarter. And
Yeah,
there's
a quarter,
3
yeah.
quarters.
Okay.
So for 10 weeks straight from the moment I came into class, we talked about
10 weeks straight.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
10 weeks straight.
Yeah. Which I don't care.
Yeah.
You have your own stuff. I don't care.
Yeah, you do you.
But then he started making us read about Jeffrey Dahmer. Started making us read about, we had to read like a graphic novel, which is like a comic book,
Yeah.
but American style, about Jeffrey Dahmer. How like Jeffrey Dahmer is like, was a weird kid in high school and all this and that. He had his own fan club and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he killed all these people and then like just basically his whole storyline.
Okay.
We had to write articles about it.
You think your professor was like a
Dude, I
fanatic
don't
or-
know. And this is how I learned about Jeffrey Dahmer because I did not know who he was.
yeah, like a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer in his house and put some candles and
I
stuff?
don't know, bro. But what's crazy was that at that time, I was just like, whatever. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, Jeffrey Dahmer, listen. I was actually like, I'm learning, I guess.
Yeah. So you learned about him in college.
Yeah.
Okay. In that class.
And then I started doing more research, and it turns out that Jeffrey Dahmer is a cannibal who is, I would say
Was a cannibal.
was a cannibal
Yeah.
who was very zesty,
Yeah.
and he would target specifically male.
Young men and boys. Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had like 100% kill rate, bro. Like his KD ratio,
Stop.
bro.
You're not just saying
No. I don't know if that's true, but from what I've heard, he had
He
100%.
didn't respond once.
He had 100% kill rate, bro.
Yeah. So
He-
every person he caught, he killed him.
Except, well, he killed everyone, but one person escaped. Let me
So
tell
he
you-
doesn't have 100%.
No,
kill.
let me tell you.
All right.
He captured this immigrant Laotian teenager. He was like 14. And somehow that teenager escaped, ran to the police office. Jeffrey chased after him and somehow convinced the police to release that boy back to him, took him back to his house and killed him.
Oh my god.
That is crazy, bro.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, bro. I had to learn about all that.
Do you think that was a case of racism?
I think it was, or I think the police would just, because, I mean, he's an immigrant. He probably doesn't know much
Let
English,
me tell you
know?
something. So you're telling me the police officer, a boy ran to them telling him like, "Hey, this guy kidnapped me. And then the police, that kidnapper came and said, "No, no, 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 no. He's
Yeah.
just messing around.
Yep.
He's just a dumb Asian."
I'm telling you, bro.
And then they released him.
And you know what's crazy? Because of all these cases of women, of men going missing and all that, the police had their suspect, which is Jeffrey. They were like, okay, this is our suspect. They came to his door, knocked on his door, and he answered the door. So many times when he got caught, he confessed that if the police were to just take one peek around the corner or 1 foot into the door, they would have seen a headless body and a head on his countertop and all that. Like he was saying that the police were this close, but because he's very manipulative and good with his words, he was able to divert the attention away from him and point them somewhere else.
You know what's crazy?
It's crazy,
Your
bro.
professor should have, instead of, I don't know what he was teaching you, but he should have did more of a deep dive of how you can use that manipulation for like sales, like good stuff.
That was the sales class. Completely understand. Like,
Yeah.
listen. A lot of reason why these serial killers become serial killers is because number one, they have looks.
Yeah.
Number two, they're very manipulative.
Smart.
And this is what you should look for. And they
Yeah.
should teach this in criminology or something, right? So he confessed all that,
Yeah.
to the police. He got life in prison, obviously. I don't know why he didn't get the death penalty, but in prison, when they found out that he was a serial killer,
Where
bro,
was he? What
Huh?
state is this?
I think it was Wisconsin. He's
Okay.
from Wisconsin, I believe.
Yeah.
But when he was in prison, he got attacked by an inmate,
Yeah.
and he died. It was with a metal bar in the shower behind the head, and he died. And that's when I first knew about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Damn, dude.
Now, leading up to 2021 and 2022, where they're making this series about him, a lot of people are saying it's pretty accurate. And during the court testimonials and stuff, when the victims, families spoke up, they recreated that same scene in the Netflix documentary and without asking for permission from the family members.
The family, like, they were pretty
They were outraged.
distraught,
Yeah. And they're saying that it
Trauma.
brought back memories.
Trauma, yeah.
And it haunted them and all that. Damn. It's crazy, bro.
Did you watch the documentary?
Nah. Because the thing for me is,
I didn't watch it either.
here's another thing that I would never understand, bro.
Yeah.
These females, they know about Jeffrey Dahmer. They know what he's done, but they're all like, yeah, but he's good looking, though. Wow. Even Ted Bundy.
No, he's not. He's ugly.
Even Ted Bundy, bro. Like, with Ted Bundy, the reason why he was
Bro,
able
Ted
to...
Bundy in the show is Zac Efron, first of all.
Yeah.
So Zac Efron's good looking. The real Ted Bundy is
no,
not.
the real Ted Bundy is actually good looking, right? And the reason
Supposedly,
why, like, they're
to those
saying that
people.
a lot of females fell for Ted Bundy and became victims because he was good looking and he was very charming with his words and all that, right? Now that they even know about what he did, they're like, oh, but he's good looking. He's
And then these females wonder why they get with the wrong guy.
Yeah. And you know what's even crazier?
Yeah.
What's even crazier is that for some reason, a lot of women are obsessed over like serial killer podcasts
Yeah.
or like all these like mystery crimes.
Yes.
Like, I don't know
What's
why.
her name? Stephanie Sue.
I don't know, but I
She makes a bunch of podcasts about like
it's crazy, bro. And the
people.
and
watch
like
that.
I would read all these Twitters and TikTok comments saying, "Bro, I fall asleep to crime mystery podcasts and all that." And
How do you feel about them spending millions of dollars to basically like make a representation of the legacy of a serial killer? And then it's
Bro.
gonna be on there forever.
'Cause they
this,
know-
this serial killer is gonna live on.
yeah, and that's why a lot of people do that because they want to have fame. But to me,
Isn't it
it's kind of
crazy?
dumb. But at the same time, it's kind of smart because they know there's a market for that.
Jeffrey Dahmer, did some research on him. You know he was cremated, and you know what they did with the ashes?
No,
They gave it to the parents,
I would not even want that, bro. I would roll that up into a cigarette and just smoke it.
bro. You tell me he got cremated and
Yeah.
took his ashes? That's the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bro? Like, yeah, I don't know. Jeffrey Dahmer, he ate his victims. That's the
Yeah.
crazy thing, bro. And you know why he ate his victims? He was saying the reason he did it was because he wanted like full control. Like he wanted them to
Yeah.
be with him, like to.
He said that whenever he's able to do that, it's like kind of like it's very kinky. Like he was able to dominate his victims.
Yeah,
by
domination.
slicing their throats and beheading them and
eating
all that. Like it's crazy, bro. And I don't know if this was Jeffrey Dahmer specifically or it was the Zodiac killer, but I think in one of the like testimony or something, because obviously the Zodiac killer never revealed himself, but I don't know who it's from, but someone said, I want to kill as many as I can because I'm collecting slaves for the afterlife. That's wild, bro.
Where does he think he's gonna go?
Or collecting servants for the afterlife.
Where the fudge does he think he's
I don't
gonna
know,
go?
bro. I don't know.
You think he's gonna go to heaven or something? And
Yeah.
or maybe going to hell, bro.
But like,
you're gonna be the slave.
but have you heard about that? The other serial killer recently? Oh, he's not a serial killer, but he's the murderer in Idaho.
Recently?
Yeah.
No. Who?
So it's crazy how far technology has come. So recently, I think it was in November, there was this murder case in Idaho where 4 college students were living in a house that they rented and they were murdered.
Wow.
1 guy and 3 girls.
Wow.
And long story short, this whole murder case was basically a lot. What's crazy about this murder case is basically, number one, the killer was very hard to find.
Was he another college student?
Yeah. They found the killer, and I'll tell you who it is. Number 2, a bunch of people on TikTok started becoming detectives and poking their noses on the wrong place, bro. So the killer basically was a 2-story house. The killer came in, killed them at night, and then dipped, and it's very hard to find evidence of who it is. The killer killed 4 people, but there were 6 people combined in the house. 2 were alive. And now it's coming out that the killer was a criminology student.
Wow.
How they found this killer was that the killer obviously killed the students with a knife, and he left the sheath of the knife at the crime scene. But police didn't tell the public this at all.
Okay.
And so they could have been like, oh, maybe someone stole his knife, right? They were able to track him using his phone. Because when your phone pings to cell towers,
Yeah.
it leaves like a digital footprint.
Yeah. Okay.
And leading up to the month that he killed them, he was spotted. His phone pinged to the cell towers near their house about 13 different times since
Wow.
August. So he's been stalking them.
Yeah.
Not only that, he went into forums and Reddit
Wait,
forums.
but he killed 4 people with a knife?
Yeah.
They couldn't defend themselves or nothing?
It was at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh, they were sleeping.
Yeah. Not only that, but because he was a criminology student, he had a bunch of posts and forums on like, how would you guys commit the perfect crime, and have people replying, and he would try to jump to discussions on Reddit and stuff like that.
So people literally gave him ideas.
Yeah, and even after the killing, he would hop into Reddit forums and stuff and trying to like give his input on what could have happened and all that. And then some people are saying that he called into some podcasts that were trying to talk about the murder and trying to give them his inputs and stuff like that, and try to like throw him off the trail basically.
Oh.
But yeah, police found him using
The
cell phone
towers. Okay.
pings, also using DNA. Well, here's the thing though. DNA technology is still pretty new,
Yeah.
but it's getting more advanced to where they don't have a record of his DNA.
Yeah.
But you know what they did? They stalked him and they followed him and they found him like wiping his mouth or something with a napkin. They took that and they took it to the lab. They traced his gene to his closest living ancestor
Wow.
that had their gene in the database. They call him like, hey, blah, blah, do you know anyone's living in Idaho? Blah, blah.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I have someone. And then that's when they started doing that.
Wow.
Here's the thing. He went to Washington State University, which is
Okay.
like near the border of Idaho.
Yeah.
So from him to the crime scene was about a 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
And they saying that the night of the murder, he was pinged. The last time he was pinged was in Washington. And then the next time he was pinged, it was in Idaho. And during the murder, the time frame of the murder, there was no pings at all. So they
It
know.
wasn't moving.
So he must have turned his phone off.
Oh, okay.
And then right after the murder, it turned back on back in Washington. And then during the whole day,
Yeah.
he kept going back and forth. So they have some kind of evidence, but it wasn't concrete.
Yeah.
And then
And this guy's in jail now.
he's in custody now. And then they caught him trying to, no, not, they followed him and his dad trying to go from Washington, driving all the way to Pittsburgh.
Leaving.
Yeah, and the FBI told the Pittsburgh police, or the police that are on the way there,
Yeah.
to pull him over, just create some kind of excuse to pull him over so they can get a good footage of his face.
Yeah.
And see this, and he's scarring on his hands and stuff, and they were able to do that
Scarring for what?
from the knife.
Oh, okay.
Like if the victims fought back or anything.
Mm.
And so they just, the whole time,
He had any motive?
that's what we don't know. They're trying to find out. But the whole time, they were just following him, like, without him even knowing. He was in Pittsburgh doing his thing and all that, and then, boom, they arrested him.
That is crazy, bro. So these serial killers are next level, bro.
Yeah.
Just go and just end someone's life.
Yeah, and the thing was, the TikTok detectives, they were trying to solve the case themselves because the night of the murder, before all the teens got home,
Yeah.
they were out getting food at a food truck and stuff like that. And there was this guy wearing a hood, and they're saying, oh, this could be the guy. He follows them.
Yeah.
And they make all these kind of like false cases which is bad because you're throwing innocent people under the bus.
Yeah.
And this one woman specifically, she claims to be kind of like a fortune teller.
Okay,
All
a
this
psychic or something?
Yeah. And she said, and she would blame it on a random professor at Idaho University, bro. Saying that she's the killer. Out of nowhere. And that professor started getting heat for it. And now that it comes out that it wasn't her, she's suing that lady on TikTok. And that lady still stands by her thing saying, oh, it's her, it's her. I'm like, how dumb can you be, bro?
Good. Freaking sue her and hope she loses a bunch of money, bro. Stupid idiots. There's fortune teller. Have you ever seen those signs like psychic readings and all that?
Yeah, there was this guy on TikTok's. He got into like a beef with a witch, with the witches of TikTok, and they're like, "I'm gonna place a hex on you," which is like a curse. All I need is your hair sample and a picture. He sent it in. He's like, "I'm waiting. He just been messing with them, bro." And like, it's gonna take a while to work.
It's loading.
Yeah,
it's processing.
He's like, I'm putting my life on the line for you guys to prove that these witches are not real.
Yeah, they're not.
It's been a while and nothing has happened. And there's other people, which is like, I'm like, bro, there's so many ways of making money on YouTube. Why did you do this? They go and they talk to spirits.
Oh, those fake ones?
And they try to channel the spirits of the 4 kids that died. And you hear voices, murder, help, all these. And they were saying like, oh, the murder, it's a male. He's in Idaho. He's this and that. And it's like nothing correct compared to the actual murder.
Yeah.
And they try to do it with Kobe too.
Oh, okay. So they're using the situation to make sense. With Kobe too?
Yeah. They're like, I talked to Kobe after death. Don't worry, he's with his kid. He held his kid in his arm and all. I'm like, bro, that's such bullshit.
Dude. But like people watch that shit and they get followers and likes.
And one of them, he was a pretty big YouTuber. He got called out and I think his channel got shut down because of that.
Who?
Some random dude. He's
He
like,
got called out for what?
For making money off Kobe's death. Yeah.
Bro, y'all so gullible watching these people.
Yeah.
Be perspicacious, man.
That's what I'm saying. But just see that all these kids could have a bright future ahead of them.
Asinine.
They were working to do something, to make a career, to get into, they haven't even started their life yet, you know?
You like a lot of these stories go mainstream. You know how many on a daily basis go unsolved? Mm-hmm. How many murders go unsolved?
Yeah. And a lot of times police don't even care.
They don't care because it might be in a poorer neighborhood. It might be no one of status. It might be like, it's not worth their time.
Right.
They deem it as an accident, or it just gets shoved on the bus. People go missing daily. That's why it's so important. You know, there's this guy on, I think it's YouTube. He'll show like, if you see this in the hood, don't go, avoid it. Like there was one video where there was a brick in the middle of the road. He said, if you see this brick in the middle of the road, do not get out of your car to move it. Just go somewhere, like go the other way, go around it, or just get out of there. Because what they do is, once you get out of the car, they'll try to rob you, take your car, everything, right? Have you seen those clips where the guy is driving and then the car is stopped in the front? And people get out of the car and start rushing him?
Oh.
You seen those?
Yeah.
Yeah, things like that. And then there was another one where he showed, if you see some money rolled up, and like in the hood, he said, if you see some money just rolled up, don't pick it up. There could be something in there that's going to drug you or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much like they'll kill you for something so little. Cause
Bro, have you seen those ones with women? They've been targeting women. What they'll do is they'll put money on the dash
yeah.
in the front. You'll get out to go look, and then they'll slash your Achilles.
Oh
So
yeah.
the girl can't move
They'll
now.
be under the car.
Yeah, they'll slash her Achilles, and now that she can't run, then they'll put her in the car, take her car.
You know what's crazy too is that on Twitter it's pretty much uncensored now. I see videos of random killings on the street, bro. Like pull up, they have like it's like an enemy or something. They just shoot them and just like that. Like all think about it, all 20, 30 years of human life gone just like that, bro.
That's why it's so important too. Like, yeah, like if you live in a safer society, maybe, but for women especially, like be aware of your surroundings. You know, that's why I
Always
tell
be
my
aware,
wife too.
yeah.
Like, I don't want like her going out late shopping or nothing. Like, you just wanna, you don't know, you know.
Because it's
you know
your
her.
duty to
Yeah.
protect them, and if you can't protect them, the least you can do is advise them not
And
to.
advise them like, don't do that. Like, if you need something late at night, I'll go get it or
Yeah.
something. You know, or just be smart.
Because this shit
Yeah.
happens to men too. You know, it's,
It happens to men too. Yeah, less often, but it does.
yeah,
Like Jeffrey Dahmer did it to only men.
yeah.
But-
But let me ask you this though: do you think going to college is worth it?
College, bro, not if you're gonna get killed.
Because for me now, right? Because of so much, you know, not only like so much happening in college. Like for me, I want to be an entrepreneur, and I'm trying to be an entrepreneur. To me, college is obsolete. There's not much you can learn. Like, how am I trying to learn business and you're out here teaching me about geology? Because it's
Like electives and all that.
yeah, it's a prereq
Yeah.
or whatever, right? It doesn't make sense to me. And a lot of times people are spending thousands of dollars on something that they don't need.
I think so. Like right now, the general consensus, especially amongst entrepreneurs, is that college is obsolete or not
Right.
worth it. But you can make it worth it.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
connections that you
Yeah.
have, you can use that to boost yourself further. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If you're just going to college without thinking about doing all this social networking and all that, then
Yeah. Or if you're not even trying to get a good job either.
Right.
If you're doing some dumb like major that's not gonna land you
Yeah.
nothing, it's gonna land you a minimum wage job or maybe a little bit more than minimum wage. It's not worth it.
yeah, it's not worth it
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
But if you're doing like anything that's like, you know, in the medical field
Yeah.
or like a lawyer, obviously you need education,
Yeah.
right? But to me,
Yeah,
bro,
did you say that this year
a lot of tech companies are starting to, you know, roll out the requirement that I don't know. A lot of tech companies are starting to take back the
Yeah.
requirement that you don't need a 4-year degree
Yeah.
because it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Why would companies spend a lot of money hiring these people that are, you know, they're gonna pay them six
Yeah.
figures with no experience, no
Yeah.
training, and they have to spend more money out,
Yeah. To
train them and stuff like
everything.
that. And you know, hopefully they stay with the company
Yeah.
versus you get these veterans or these people that are experienced.
Yeah.
You give them a good wage and you just keep them happy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that goes into the whole thing of, is college actually worth it?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do with your life?
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people because I had a shock, bro. When I left high school, I had a shock.
You okay?
The shock is that in high school, everything is we're holding your hands every step of the way.
Oh yeah, easy.
You go to like you have mandatory counselors meetings
Yeah.
to get classes for your upcoming year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything's reminded to you and all that. In college, bro, everything is
On
on
you.
your own.
Yeah.
I did not.
That's how real world is.
I did not realize that, you know, they told me, they said, you can be whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You can change whatever major whenever you want. They told us that for orientation. They said, listen, we have some students in their junior year
Who don't know
finally
what the
declaring-
heck they're doing.
finally declaring their major
Yeah.
and they still graduated on time.
Yeah. Because they took all the classes, like
That is
added
the
up.
furthest from the truth. Because you know why?
Yeah.
Because every single major has their own prereqs.
Well, it depends. Like
Has
if
their
they
own
took those
general ed.
classes. Like they
Right.
might have been taking those. They're probably talking about the select few that might have been.
Not
They didn't
even
declare, but they were taking classes or whatever.
for that major. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, be more specific because
Yeah.
that's very misleading.
Yeah.
Because when you're taking general ed, you can take general ed.
Yeah,
But
general
not
ed for
all
everything.
not all
almost.
general ed are the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if I'm taking like, you know, let's say if I'm doing like film production,
yeah.
I don't need a math class general ed.
Yeah, exactly.
But if I'm doing biology, of course I might, and I might
Yeah.
need a lot more science
A lot
general
of
ed.
math and sciences.
They
yeah.
don't tell you that, bro. So when
Yeah.
I was doing that, I was trying to be a biochem major,
Yeah.
and then I switched to
Film.
film.
Yeah.
I took a lot of general ed, that has to do
With biochem.
with biochem and film and all that. And then when I wanted to switch to computer science,
Yeah.
I said, oh no, you can't because number one, you don't have the requirements. Number two, you have too much credit. No one,
Yo, you have too much credit. They won't let you switch.
no one
so
told me
they're
that.
BSing.
No one told me that.
You have too much credit, can't even switch.
So what did I do? I had to go to community college,
Yeah, leave that school.
get my general ed, and then switch to
Go
another
back,
university,
Transfer back.
which is such a waste of time, bro.
Yeah, but you're not even going to like you're going to college for your own reasons. It's not really because you're relying on that.
Just for my mom. But here's
Yeah.
another thing too. I get so scared when I'm on a campus now because of the whole school shooting thing.
Bro,
Like,
it's like
when
in the
I'm walking
theaters.
theaters and schools and malls, bro. Because
Public spaces.
It's a genuine scare because when I'm walking, I see so many people wearing headphones and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you're on a campus where anyone, like, it's not high school anymore.
Yeah.
When you go to high school and anyone that wants to go into the campus, what do? They have to check in. They have to go through security and all
Yeah.
that. Right? At a public university, anyone
Just
can go
walks
on
in.
campus.
That's why they have
bro.
all those YouTube videos of guys interviewing.
Exactly. Anyone. So imagine if it's like a couple years ago, a UCLA student came and shot a professor on campus and the whole school had a lockdown.
Wow.
Because I think that
Did
professor...
you see recently what happened about the 6-year-old kid shot his teacher?
Yeah, they said it was for self-defense. I don't know why. But
6-year-old kid. How do you have a gun, bro?
right. And it's freaking crazy to me because I shouldn't have to be on campus learning and constantly be like... Bro, not gonna lie to you, I've learned like certain ways like when I'm in a class, I'm sitting the closest to the window. If shit hits the fan, boom.
Jump out that
Like
window.
every time I go into like a building, a mall or a restaurant, I'm always facing the door,
Yeah.
and I always know like I always survey the rooms like, oh, how many people here, how many people here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
So let me ask you this then. Do you feel that professors and teachers should be armed?
well, here's the thing, because there isn't such a requirement
Yeah.
to be a teacher besides like a teaching credential,
Yeah.
which is like super easy to get.
Yeah.
Dude, I've seen PE teachers brag about how they're the smartest of all the teachers because they got the easiest job with the same pay.
Yeah.
I've seen PE teachers sub in for normal teachers
Yeah.
and teach the class. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, in terms of requirement wise, if they do a background check and everything, I don't see why not. But you never know when anyone can have a bad day.
Yeah.
Anyone can have a bad day.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that like I'm for nor against having guns, but anyone can have a bad day. And do
Yeah.
I trust that teacher? And here's the thing too:
Bro.
when your kids go to school at a certain age, bro,
Yeah.
you lose control over your
Let me
kids.
ask you this. You think if the students knew that their teacher is armed, they'd be less likely to freaking irritate them?
They'll be less likely. The thing is, I feel like some will entice them a bit more.
Some kids are stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, but probably.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I just feel like if they just put security around the campus, that'd be a lot easier, bro. Like having checkpoints and stuff like that.
Bro, remember that one shooting that just happened recently in that school?
In
Uvalde?
Uvalde, yeah.
Uvalde. The police officers didn't go in.
Yeah.
The guy
And-
was in there shooting and the police officers didn't go
And
in.
one of the police officer
Parents ran in.
and one of the teachers that died was the wife of the police officer that was there.
Yeah.
He wanted to rush in, but his
Colleagues.
didn't want to let him. That's crazy, bro. So that's why, like, that's why I'm thinking, like, schools and high schools and college in general. Number one, you're learning the things that you're not supposed to be learning.
Yeah. Look, we were talking the other day about homeschooling on our car ride.
Yeah.
So, would you feel it's a safe reason because of all what's going on with schools? Maybe not like the other
Here's the
aspect,
thing.
but like the
Here's what I'll tell
safety
you.
aspect.
The three things I don't like about school is number
Yeah.
one, the safety is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Number two, they're not teaching the right things that I would want to teach my
The
kids.
education is flawed.
And number three is like they have an agenda behind it.
They have an agenda.
Pretty much. We have a sharp mind we can filter out certain things
yeah, no.
that are degenerate and not.
It really
listen
depends
to
how
that,
you
know?
raise your kid. I
Right.
understand. Like I was saying too, also depends on who you pick as friends and everything. But right now, I'm just talking solely about safety, like physical safety. You know?
I'll probably have them do like an online school through
Mm.
the public school system still, and I'll just have them like I'll just try my best to teach them how to be safe at school.
Yeah.
But what I can't do is take that experience away from them because number one,
Don't they have bulletproof backpacks now?
really,
Yeah.
dude, that's crazy. bro. Don't you think all this like a conspiracy? Like all these
Just to
companies.
sell product.
Yeah, don't you think so?
Well,
Like how the whole medicine or the whole pharmacist world or whatever that is.
I do think that, obviously the demand for certain things go up at certain times, like the natural disaster. What's the first thing that's gonna go?
Water, food, toilet paper,
Toilet-
first aid.
What happened during the bro?
Bro, people were
Toilet
in
paper
line.
was gold,
Yeah,
and people have stacks probably still
Yeah.
from the today
Yeah.
because it wasn't like, but yeah,
I would try to educate them as much as I can on how to be safe,
you know,
but I wouldn't take that away from them, like the chance of making friends and creating new relationships,
yeah,
because that's how we all started.
like with driving, right?
Yeah.
Like even though you're a good driver, it doesn't matter. What matters is that everyone else is a stupid driver. You're supposed to drive as if everyone else is dumb, and that's what's dude. There's so many times where I'm like, this person's gonna cut me off right now, and it happens. So I'm already like ready for it, right?
And that comes back to thinking
Yeah.
3 to 4 moves ahead, like
Exactly.
chess. Right?
Chess, yeah.
You always have to be ahead of the game, right? There's so many times that I kind of predicted something was gonna happen
Yeah,
in
and
high
it
school, and
happened.
it happened. I'm like, bro, this kid from the way he's acting, I don't think
Yeah.
he's gonna.
Exactly.
Boom, next thing you know, he's going nowhere. I'm not saying that we're better than anyone, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying like,
And it's not even about assuming or judging. It's not about that. It's really just you don't want to put yourself in the line of fire. So you just want to be ready for things. dude.
though, I would say that I would teach my kid, train my kid how to have like, I would train my kid how
Taekwondo.
to have an iron mind, like a sharpened mind, to where like, okay, I see all these
stern,
things happening
yeah.
in the world, but this is the right thing, and that's what I'm gonna just do.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna also teach my kids how to be smarter than other kids. How to like,
Yeah.
I'd rather have my kids use other kids to get the things that he or she wants
In a good way.
than being used,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, like, for example, high school. The high school we went to had a freaking daycare.
Yeah.
And if you let's just look back, right? High school, every new year, new generation of kids come into high school.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they have brothers or sisters and all that, right? That go before them, that
Yeah.
were in the same high school before them, because that's normally,
Yeah.
what happens. How can someone not be aware enough to see this high school cycle that is currently repeating? You get into high school, 9th grade, mix with the wrong crowd, start doing drugs, start
Yeah.
partying, life goes downhill, you get pregnant,
Yeah.
you become a dad, all that, you get stuck in the system,
Yeah.
repeats. Like, how can a person not be aware of that?
Exactly.
Like, because high school repeats a lot. The same problems in high school that was back in the 1990s are still repeating. Bullying, teen pregnancies,
Yeah.
drugs, killing,
Partying, yeah.
all this.
Yeah.
How can that not be prevented if you just look back what's happening and each person try to fix themselves? And that's the problem with society. History repeats itself.
Yeah, bro.
That's why,
I
like,
don't
I
know,
tell you,
bro.
bro, don't try to shelter your kid away from the evils of the world.
Yeah, no, you can't shelter them because then when the evil does hit them, they're not going to be prepared.
Exactly.
So, for your children, you definitely want them ready and able to identify the problems that are happening and how to deal with them properly.
Exactly.
So that's very important. It's just, obviously, like, that's the problem. For other people to watch our content and kind of learn, like, dude, you have to really, like, take responsibility and take care and really do something with your life. You can't just go with the flow all the time,
Yeah.
You can't just let things come your way and you just accept it.
You have to want it, because certain people that I've seen that were my friends before, where they are now, it's completely different. And same thing with all the popular kids in high school. Like right now, they're not doing much, and it surprises me, because as people, you're supposed to get better every day.
Yeah.
And over a span of a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you're supposed to be like way better where you are then than to where you are now. But a lot of people, like, they do the opposite. They're okay with what society has to give them. They're okay with being this average person. They're okay with living life with a debt. Like, if you think about the average American, what is their sole focus in life? Get a house and just pay it off and then die.
American dream.
That's the American dream. That's
Yeah.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And why is it that a lot of immigrant parents who come to America and they couldn't get an education, they become like rich off of business? What do they
Yeah.
tell their kids?
What do they tell the kids?
Yeah. Go
Work
to
for
school.
yourself? Oh,
Isn't that crazy
oh,
though?
immigrant parents. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy, bro. Why does that happen?
You know, a lot of immigrant parents, because a lot of immigrant, like they don't really understand that the school doesn't really always set you up for success.
Yeah.
But a lot of immigrant parents want you to have good degrees,
Mm-hmm.
usually like doctor,
Yeah.
engineer, lawyer. So, and I also think it is the immigrant parents. They worked hard. They work really hard, so they don't want their kids to have to go through that. But they kind of see like working hard in the negative view.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not working hard. You know, in the right way is not
Yeah.
negative.
That's why for me, I want to work hard, but work smart.
Exactly.
Because you've seen people that work hard, but if their head is in the
Yeah.
wrong direction,
Yeah.
then all that's for nothing.
It's for
right?
nothing. Exactly.
So that's why, like, I want to, in this day and age, kids are literally making money from thin air,
Yeah.
from all these like drop shipping, Amazon FBA, Airbnb arbitrage, day trading,
Yeah.
copywriting.
Yeah.
And we have one of that high income skill, which is
Yeah. Looking good. Cute.
yes, sir. Now we have one of those which is video production, and that's
Yeah.
one of the high income skill. And that's what I want to get to is that nowadays, because before it was just college, work minimum wage while you're in college, and then get a good job.
Yeah.
Now you can go straight to getting a good job by
Yeah.
yourself and be your own boss.
Exactly.
And that's the problem we have now, which is shiny object syndrome.
Yeah.
And we all been through it ourselves. And I know a lot of kids are going
Yeah.
through it right now. Like they try something, it doesn't work out like immediately
Yeah.
because of the attention span and all that. Boom, boom. They try so many different things and nothing works.
Nothing works.
And what do you think about that?
Shiny object syndrome or nothing working?
Just shiny object syndrome in general, and how have you
Oh,
experienced
okay. Like jumping to different things,
Yeah.
like to make a quick dollar and
it?
stuff. So the number one thing is there's no such thing as quick money. Like to be like 100% honest, some people do make money fast and they get big, but they did put in the work. I have to realize, like, yeah, some people like for example, Mr. Beast, he's our age, or he's younger
He's
than
our
us?
age.
Or the same age, right?
Yeah.
He's a billionaire,
Mm-hmm.
bro. You think that was quick money? You know how much work he put in?
Mm-hmm.
He put in so much work, and he did his research on how to make videos that were gonna get through to the algorithm, you know, like really be viral and do good. And he
Yeah.
said himself, and yeah, he's young and now he's billionaire. And yeah, it was quick in the sense, but when I say quick, I mean like you're just gonna start doing something and start making
Yeah.
money overnight. No, you have to put in the work. Yeah, like so many. Alex Hormozy was even saying, if you do something 100 times a day for the next 100 days, I guarantee you'll be successful.
Right.
100 times a day. But he said that means like either you, like for example, if you have a service, you're DMing 100 people a day, or you're writing 100 cold emails a day, or you're doing something 100 times a day. In the next 100 days, I'm sure you'll be successful.
Right.
How many people you think will do it for like a week,
None.
bro? You know how hard it is to do something 100 times a day? It's not that
Yeah.
easy. But he said if you do it, I guarantee you'll be successful. And then if people try it and they don't get successful, it might be they might have been doing it in the wrong thing, and no one can say that he's wrong because if they don't try it, how do you know he's wrong?
But like, there's people getting rich off of drop shipping,
Yeah,
which is like a very few select.
drop shipping right now, yeah.
Because now there's TikTok drop shipping and all that.
TikTok is blowing up. Ads are
And then there's
really
still
easy.
Amazon FBA, which, you know, that's another avenue. So if you're listening to this,
Social media marketing.
we're giving you some of the ways where you can make good money with the right amount of effort put in.
Yeah,
And we'll tell you what we do as well. So there's drop shipping, FBA. Drop shipping, it requires no overhead, but you need to have like a marketing skill. Learning how
well,
to
your
run
overhead
Facebook.
is like your marketing budget.
Yeah.
is
And,
your
and a
main thing.
credit card to pay for the stuff ahead of time.
Yeah. No,
And then-
drop
yeah, you-
shipping, that's FBA.
No, drop shipping.
No, drop shipping because the money gets sent and then you buy the product and then you send it out. FBA is where you need the product.
No, the money gets sent after. Because they always hold the money for a period of time. So you need credit card.
No, that's FBA.
No.
Or is it both?
So how drop shipping works is like someone orders, right?
Yeah.
You don't have them. Someone orders that, but you also run ads on it, right?
Yeah.
You have to go to a middleman that holds your money. So, I think Shopify is gonna hold your money for a bit. And you don't get that money released to you immediately to fulfill the product.
Yeah.
So you have to use a credit card, and
Yeah.
you have to have a high balance on that credit card to be able to pay off the order. They ship it. Once the customer receives the order, everything's good for like 30, 90 days. Then you get your money. That's what I learned from when I was doing drop shipping.
Okay, then maybe I'm thinking of a print on demand. Because when I did a print on demand store for a little bit,
Yeah.
when they bought the product, that money paid the print on demand place, and the difference was mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe because I know at FBA,
Yeah.
you need for them to order the product, you need to put your credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So FBA is one.
Especially
Drop
if
shipping.
you're because you can do drop shipping with FBA,
Yeah.
and you can also
And-
buy the inventory and hold it.
And then there's copywriting, but I think that's gonna get replaced by AI. So you have to know how to write it. You have to use the AI and know how to use it to become a better copywriter because copywriting is easily gonna get replaced.
Yeah.
There's social media marketing,
Yeah.
social media managing,
Yeah.
and graphic design and video production,
Yeah.
which what we do.
Yeah.
So let's tell them how we got started.
With video production?
Yeah. So when we start, you graduated early, right? You went and work at your first place was Chipotle.
Yeah.
And how much were you making?
Bro, I think at that time it was 11.
11, right?
11 an hour.
All right, 11 an hour. Keep in mind,
Yeah.
this is a high schooler straight out of high school working,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
But what we would do if we were to go back in time is we would go straight to a delivery job.
Yeah.
Because why?
Well, at the time, a lot of delivery jobs you have to be 18.
But now with like
I think like you have DoorDash and stuff, but I don't know if you have to be 18. I have to check.
Or not
Because you
even
need like
that-
3 years experience of driving.
not even
and stuff.
that, but you want to work at a job
That pays tips.
that pays
That's
tips
the
in
number one
general.
thing, is pays
Not
tips,
even
yeah.
delivery, because delivery is not the best out there because you have car
Your
expenses and all that. and-
depreciation, mileage, gas,
If you can work at like as a waiter
maintenance. Yeah.
or as a host, excuse me,
Yeah.
at a restaurant
Yeah.
that pays tips, you're golden, bro.
Yeah. Exactly.
So from 16 to when you can start working to I would say 20, grind at that restaurant or whatever.
But you can even at that age, if you have a skill, you can start at
Yeah.
the same time hone a skill.
Oh, and that at the time I was honing my skill too, which
Yeah.
is learning how to shoot video, learning how to do video
photo.
production, and that skill translated to being a high income skill because now every single business needs something like that.
Yeah.
Media, anything,
Yeah.
because of social media.
And you know what's crazy? It's kind of getting into that realm where AI is doing some media.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be very hard for AI to replace a videographer.
Like actual content creation, it's very hard.
How is AI gonna? Unless you have a robot that's recording, that
Yeah.
makes sense. But
Yeah.
like on the computer, AI can't generate you a wedding video.
Exactly.
You have to actually go record the video.
Yeah, they can generate like some kind of ads and
Yeah.
text and all that, but not like that's why I'm saying like
Yeah.
in the creative space, I think like anything that's digitally created, it's gonna be replaced, but not like
Like
physically.
physically, yeah. It's gonna be very difficult, and unless, like I said,
Yeah.
you have robots.
So what I did was me and Shir worked at Domino's, delivery driver and all that.
Yeah.
We saved up money, good tips and all that. But also I wasn't satisfied. I was never satisfied because I got depressed working there because it was just very automated. It was very robotic. You go in, you do you clock out, you go in every day. And that's what we had to do. But then I got into wedding filmmaking
Yeah.
and I introduced you to it last
Yeah.
year. Tell me, how does it feel?
But well, I mean, we got into weddings before that, but you got me into the companies for sure.
No, but like we got into weddings, but it was still very low paying.
Yeah, like it was.
But like for you just to shoot and not
Yeah.
worry about it at all, like
Bro.
explain, because I want the people to, because I tell all the young kids, every young kids that I meet, my cousins, like a friend of mine,
Yeah.
a friend of a friend, I tell them like, bro, get a high income skill. I tell our friends this too.
Yeah.
So tell me your experience with that.
Yo, I'm gonna drop some life advice right now. Sometimes it's okay to like give up something, right, in order to make a lot of money now, and then go back to that thing, right? So, like for example, like videography. I can go and record. Like all I have to do is I need one camera that records 1080p, 60 frames, right? 1080p, 60 frames. I go get some shots. For 10 hours, I make $500. That means $50 an hour. So if I do four a month, that's $2,000 a month, right? $2,000 a month, and then I can still work or do whatever I want to do.
And keep in mind, this is working on the weekend.
4 days a month, and I make $2,000.
Yeah.
Right? All right, so you do you give up that weekend day. Like you don't go party, nothing. Obviously, you have to be at work for 10 hours. Like stop being dumb. Just go make money, right? You make that money. You have like and keep your expenses low. Because if you keep your expenses low, that 2,000 will go a long way, right?
Right.
And then you just focus on the other thing you want to do, right? So because I have a high income skill that NAM helped me with, and now that high income skill, I can make money, and then I have free up so much time to do other things. But this is where people mess up. Where people mess up is they're like, oh, I worked 4 days and I make 2,000. No, I don't have to work the rest of the month. That's what they do. So that's the thing. You take that high income skill, dude. Like video production, it goes such a long way. You can offer graduation photos. You can offer, like, if you're not doing video, you do photo, right? You can offer like car shoots. You can offer, and it's really easy to market yourself too.
Yeah.
With video.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's a highly sought after
think
skill.
about this, right? When obviously you got paid a bit higher than me at Domino's.
Yeah.
When you were working at Domino's, what was the average amount that you would make working full time at Domino's a week?
A week?
Yeah, full time.
Before or after tax?
Before tax.
Okay, before tax, like full time, like 1,000.
$1,000 a week.
Yeah.
Do you understand that you put in 40 plus hours?
Yeah. 40 plus hours.
Dealing with stress of management, dealing as a manager, dealing with stress with customers and all that, cleaning up and all that.
Yeah.
And now, like, bro, you went to a photo shoot yesterday.
Yeah.
And you made about $600.
Yeah.
They just say it's one day because of weather and everything. About $400 to $600.
Yeah.
With gas being paid and everything.
Yeah.
You just do two of that.
And no editing.
No editing, no nothing.
Yeah, bro.
You don't have to open your own business to do this kind of stuff. You can work for a
You
wedding
can work
company.
for someone.
You can shoot. You just
take
get
that money.
The only thing I would say is the biggest investment you make is just into yourself and your gear.
Yeah.
Your gear,
Yeah.
at most about $3,500.
Depends
you don't need,
too.
Yeah. If you're a photographer, it's gonna be a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
You're a videographer, you need a bit more equipment.
Yeah.
Right? But
lighting.
But you
audio,
make that back in 2-3 weddings, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
You gotta put in a little investment, and it'll pay off, dude. Shit, what was I gonna say?
Because you told me before too. You like at first be like, I don't think I can do weddings.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not that.
I was so nervous.
Every wedding, it's like the same
so
structure. It was
nervous.
the same structure.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, and people tip.
Yeah. People tip.
Bro, the
fat money.
The
bro.
first wedding I did with Nam together, we got tipped $350
each, bro.
Each.
Do you understand that? Like
That's crazy. That's a tip.
and that
it's not always though. But
it's not always, but
cool.
like
it was cool.
that's like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, it's just a bonus.
Right.
It's a bonus.
And with that 350, you could do so much more. That's what I'm saying. Be perspicacious enough to work hard.
Yeah.
Also know where you're working, because I have friends that worked in retail.
Yeah.
That worked in the food. I used to be a busser at a teppanyaki restaurant and a sushi restaurant. I know what it's like to work at the bottom.
Dude.
As a busser, bro, straight out of high school.
Yeah.
I was cleaning the grills every night with, like, when it's hot and shit, like making this soap and lemon concoction.
I had to do that.
To scrub that
Chipotle.
off the grill and stuff like that. Being the last one to leave and like cleaning up after everyone, like being like, we were basically the waiter's bitch, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone's bitch in the restaurant. I would be happy to walk home with at least like $5 in tip, bro. And I gave all that to my mom, bro.
Dude, I was saying this too. When you work a job, like it depends what do you want to do in life. Some people just want to work.
All right.
So cool, like you get a job, but get a job that's gonna pay you well, and get the skills to get a higher paying job.
Right.
But anyways, like if you're working a normal, like when I was at Domino's, bro, what like at that same time I was saying I want to create content.
Right.
I want to do real estate, but none of that was happening because Domino's just sucks so much out of you. When you get home, you're just like, I'm done. I don't want to do anything. Right. As soon as I left that place, right, so many things opened up. Where my
let me ask you this.
my mind space.
Were you kind of scared though?
Of course, right? You have to put your back against the wall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When your back is against the wall, everything happens just magically if you put the work in. Like for example, with my business, my back is against the wall because I'm like, okay, I'm done with this client. I need more clients.
Yeah, and you're investing.
It forces you to go outside, talk to people, set up meetings and all that, right? If it happens, it happens. If not, you keep trying. That's the whole thing. But if you're comfortable in a spot where, like, let's say 9 to 5, that sucks so much energy out of you. And then at the end of the day, you're like, I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. If you want to replace your 9 to 5, you got to put in the work from your 5 to 9.
Exactly.
So that's what we've been doing. You experience it yourself. You
Yeah.
go to work, you get home, you gym, then you go home, you
Yeah,
edit.
exactly.
And the next morning, rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat.
You need to balance all that, right?
Like right now, we're filming, and after that, we're gonna edit and go to work, then gym,
Right.
then come back, edit, sleep,
Exactly.
wake up, everything. Yeah.
So like I said, if you are in high school, if you're young, and even now, if you're in like 20s, 30s, it's still not too late.
This is for the people that want to be successful.
Yeah,
Let
we
me
say
put it
that all
way.
the time. But if you're in high school, especially if you want to be ahead of your peers, here's what I would recommend to you. And I'm looking at the camera, so you know that I'm being serious. Number one, do not get materialistic at all.
Yeah.
Like, do not buy fancy stuff.
Don't
like,
make my mistakes.
Like, no one's gonna care what you wear in
Yeah,
high school.
no.
No one's gonna look back 10, 20 years from. Oh, remember that kid? He was wearing freaking.
Beats.
He was wearing
had the
Skechers, bro.
AirPods
Yeah.
Max.
Like, oh my god, that kid was so cool. He was wearing MCM. Like, no one's gonna care about
Yeah.
that. That's number one. Number two is, please learn a high income skill. Whether it's drop shipping, whether like not even that, but a high income skill is a skill that's in demand. Whether it's coding, whether you're a mechanic, video production, learning how to market, like that's a high income skill. You can type it in.
And what's another high income skill? Creating content.
Exactly. Knowing how to create content that is effective.
Yeah.
Knowing how to sell.
Yeah.
So look up like high income skills of 2023 and pick one of those and just zone in and focus on doing that. Don't look at any other stuff. Like don't make a list of 10 high income skills and then hop to each one. No, don't do
Yeah.
that. For me, I stuck through video production the whole way
For years.
for years, bro. Like I fell in love with this since I was in 7th grade, and that
Yeah.
just became a hobby, and that became a paid skill.
Yeah.
So that's all it is, right? So have tunnel vision with just one high income skill. While you are getting good at your high income skill, because obviously you can't just make money right away with your high income skill because you're gonna have bad reviews and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get into a job while you're in college or while you're trying to grind
That pays you the most for your time.
The most for your time, whether it's
Tips.
that pays the highest minimum wage, but also with tips. And that's in the food industry, which
Yeah.
is either
Waitress.
hostess, or something like that, right?
Delivery driver.
But you can also, a lot of people get into trucking and all that, which
Yeah.
I don't know how much they make, right? And stuff like that,
What do you mean?
because you know how like trucking
Like
pays.
semi truck?
Yeah.
But that's a C. You need a C. You can't do that in college, bro.
Oh yeah, true. So something. So like I said, something that pays tip.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you get that kind of tips, save it to learn how to invest. Save it to learn how to start a business with your high income skill, or save it to have a lot of backup plans.
Yeah.
You always want to play chess, not checkers. And number 3, I know that status and friendships are important in high school, but start to filter out the ones that you know will be successful and hang out with them. If you have to leave an entire friend group to find yourself and to be successful, by all means do it, because friends come and go, but the true friends will stay there if you ever need them.
Mm-hmm.
Because for us right now, we have a friend circle that every time we get together, we can go anywhere from talking from sports to life to what's going on in the world to business. And that's something that we should all have the same mindset about,
Yeah.
Same thing with your friends as well. Because if 5 of your friends are talking about dumb things like degenerate stuff, you're the 6th person. You're not any different.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So those 3 things I would take away is that do those 3 things, and I promise you will set yourself up for a better success, a better future than us, because we kind of started kind of late.
Bro, you saw what Alex Hermosi said? He said, if I were to start over right now from zero, like what I would do is I would work 12 hours a day as an Uber, and then like late in the night, he said he would strip. He was legit though. Like I don't promote that.
Yeah.
But anyways, the reason he was saying, like, I know I can make at least 90K working 12 hours a day doing Uber, and then I know with this rest of the shipping I can make another 70K. So he'd make 160, whatever. Then from that I'll take that money and start, investing and doing whatnot. So in the beginning, if you want to be successful, you have to make sacrifices, whether it's time, hanging out with friends, having fun, whatever it is. You have to make those sacrifices and the reason I wanted to mention the people that want to be successful. Everyone wants to be successful, I'm sure. Everyone wants to be rich, but some of us cannot. Some of us are just.
And it's how bad do you want it? Because everyone wants money.
Yeah, but are you actually gonna get up and get it?
You're competing with another person at all time for that dollar.
Yeah.
So why should someone like you earn money over someone else?
Yeah.
So what is it that you're putting in, the work that you're putting in, right?
Yeah.
And another thing is do not get yourself in some dumb debt, bruh. Like in terms of when kids make money, and you've experienced this yourself.
Yeah.
When you see that dollar, when you
Made a
go from
mistake.
broke, no money to making money, you're like, oh, I want to get a car. Because why? Because if I'm making $500 a week and my car payment is like $350,
Yeah.
oh, I just work a week's worth of thing and then
Yeah.
I get that car.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. That 300 over time becomes the value of that car.
Yeah.
Imagine if you save that much money and you invest in something else,
Yeah.
or you invest in yourself or your business,
But
right?
people need a car, bro.
You could get a beater car for like $5,000, not a freaking,
Well, I don't have $5,000. I have to finance.
huh?
I have to finance. I don't have
There's
$5,000.
so many ways, you know. But I'm talking about like kids would buy Mercedes.
Finance a cheaper car.
Bro, I've seen kids that go to my school
Yeah.
working at like In-N-Out or Chick-fil-A buying Mercedes and Beamers and stuff. I'm
Bro,
like,
there was a guy that was working at biology driving a Mercedes.
that's crazy. Because the moment you drive a car off the lot, it depreciates like by 10 to 20%.
Yeah, this is the advice I'm gonna give for cars, right? Don't buy brand new.
Right,
It depreciates the second you take it off the lot. Buy used.
right.
So someone else already ate that depreciation. Buy when the market is not at the peak, when there's not a car shortage or a chip shortage, and freaking dealers are nickeling and diming you, bro, marking up these cars. People were selling. They bought a brand new car like a couple years before. They sold it used for more than they bought it brand new.
Really?
Like within
That's
the last couple
crazy.
of years. So
Yeah. But we're going to wrap it up for now. But
Yeah.
I'm going to end it with this. What I've seen in my 20-something years of life, I've seen a very common pattern. The pattern is that the people that aren't rich or the people that are very insecure tend to be the loudest in the room
yeah,
or the most flex in the room. So the people that are like aren't there yet financially, they'll try to wear designer clothes. They'll
Yeah.
try to wear expensive things to make him feel accepted.
Not always.
You know what I'm saying?
Everyone's roasting me right now.
But and also the people that are most insecure will speak up the loudest and try to present themselves as this, this person that knows everything and stuff like that, right? But have you noticed the people that are actually wealthy and the people that actually have knowledge, they're the quietest in the room
Exactly.
and they're the most conservative,
Yeah.
kept, like dressed normal.
Yeah.
Now I've seen this from my own eyes because the people that have money, what do they own? Assets. Not liabilities.
Yeah.
Right? So once you get there, you can flex and all that. Like I said, if you're in high school right now, you're still young. There's so much money out there to be made in any field. Just pick one, zone into it, and just be a master at that craft and start working smart. Don't go into retail or anything like that. Go into a job that pays you good money with tips, and you'll see how
Yeah,
accessible the
do what
world
all
is.
these freaking rich people are saying. Do what Alex and Moses is saying. 100 times a day for 100 days, or do 4-hour work days for 6 months, or do 6-month monk mode, or cut out this spending, or cut out that, and see how it changes your life. Just do
Yeah.
it. Just do it.
All right, we'll wrap it up for now, and then we'll see you guys in the next episode.